Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name's Melinda. So in today's video, my husband and I are going to be making over our bathroom. So if you're new here, we just bought a house back in August and we have been slowly but surely kind of decorating and redoing little spaces a little bit at a time basically. So today obviously is going to be our bathroom. I'm really excited about this. So this isn't really like a tutorial on how to do it because we are not professionals. This is our first shot at pretty much every single project that we did in the bathroom. So I just wanted to kind of record the process and give you guys some of our little tips that we learned along the way and share with you what worked for us and what we would do a little bit differently next time in case you are looking to do some of these projects yourself. But just so you know, we did not finish our whole bathroom in this video. This is just gonna be part one. In part two, we will most likely have it completely done, but it may even need to be 3 parts because this is taking a long time. But yeah, that's a long enough intro. So if you're interested in seeing part one of our DIY bathroom makeover, then just keep watching. Okay guys, so here's our before. It's not bad, but we just wanted to make it a little bit more our style and change up the paint and everything a little bit. So right now the walls are kind of a light grayish purple. They have like a definite purple undertone in certain lightings and I'm not a fan. And we wanted to paint all of the walls white with a black accent wall. And then the shower has black and white tiles with gray grout. And again, this grayish color throughout the bathroom is just not my favorite. I don't really like gray. I like bold colors, so either white or white and black together, but I don't really like these mid-tones. They're just not really my favorite. We actually do really love this floor tile though, and everyone that comes into our house says that they love it so much. We agree. We absolutely love this tile. We're definitely keeping that. This is our vanity, which we didn't end up doing too much with in this video, but we will be swapping out the vanity and the medicine cabinet at some point. But I just wanted to show you guys the full before in this video, but definitely stick around for part 2 if you want to see everything completely finished. So to start, Brian removed all the towel racks on the walls and cleared everything out of the bathroom to prep for painting. So whoever lived here before us didn't really do the best paint jobs, and there are a lot of big globs of paint and little dents in the walls that they literally just painted over. So I wanted to go over these with sandpaper just a little bit before we painted so it would look a little bit better. So we did sand the walls down just a bit, especially in the more rougher spots, but we weren't too worried about it looking absolutely perfect. So after we sanded a little bit, we just wiped all the walls down completely to get all of the dust off the walls, and then we taped off all the borders where we wanted to paint. We started with the black wall. So for this paint, we got a paint and primer in one, and we did get a bit more of an expensive paint because it was going to be in the bathroom obviously, and there's a lot of moisture and we didn't want anything to get moldy. So we decided to be smart and invest in a little bit of a more expensive paint that was specifically made for bathrooms and was mildew and mold resistant. So we did get our paint from Lowe's, and I initially wanted a matte black paint. I just thought that would look really cool, but the more we thought about it, the more we realized that the steam from the showers that we take would collect on the matte wall and stand out and be really obvious. And this actually happened in our previous condo and it would drive me nuts, and that was just a gray wall. So I imagined that it would be even more obvious on a black wall. And even when you wipe the water off, it can still leave little streak marks and watermarks and just make your wall look a little bit dirty. So we decided against the matte paint and we went with the semi-gloss. So it's not super shiny, but it's not fully matte either, so we don't feel like we're having to wipe our walls down after every single shower. I absolutely love the black and would honestly paint the whole bathroom black if it wouldn't make it look super small, which I will say that the black accent wall will definitely make your room appear shorter, which is kind of sucky because this is a small bathroom to begin with, but we really thought it would look cool and would be worth it to compromise it looking a little bit smaller to have a cool style and the black accent wall that we really wanted. And then for the white, we also got a semi-gloss for this, and the same thing as the black, we got the higher quality one that's mildew and mold resistant, and we got a bit of a tan white, or a white with like a tan undertone. When we were looking at the whites in the store, a lot of the pure whites were leaning really gray to us, and then especially when we would put the swatch of the white beside the swatch of the black in the store, it would just really pull the gray tones out of the wall, and we were covering up a gray, so we didn't want our walls to still look gray, just less gray. We really wanted them to be definitely white. So I don't know, we just really preferred the whites that had a tan undertone, and it looked really, really pretty up against the black in the store. So you can't really tell in these shots, but the white does have a little pinch of a tan undertone. But these details do make a difference, and I would definitely take your time looking into different shades and undertones, because once you get it home, you don't realize all of these little tiny details that can actually make or break whether or not you're happy with the final outcome. So next is the grout in our shower, and for this we really love the vintage style where the grout in your tiles are black. That is super popular right now and we absolutely love it. So to do this, instead of re-grouting and tiling our entire shower, we just bought a grout paint pen off of Amazon, and it had really good reviews, but we actually had a few hiccups with this project. So I'm gonna tell you guys what we did and how we kind of fixed it, and you guys can kind of, if you wanna recreate this, then you can kind of learn from our mistakes. So this is a pen that we got. It was only $5, which was pretty cheap, but it only did about 10 blocks for us, and then the pen would completely run out. So we realized we were gonna need about 10 pens to do all of the grout in our entire shower, which ended up not being as cheap and as good of a deal as we had hoped it would be. And on top of that, it was just a bit of a mess to actually clean it up. So basically what you do with these pins is you draw a line and you fill in your grout, and then you let it dry for about 30 seconds or so. And then you take a damp cloth and you wipe off the excess black from the tile, and then it leaves the stain on the grout behind. But what was happening is the black was smearing onto the tile, and any places where we had a little bit of soap scum, it was sticking to the soap scum and not coming off. Brian spent like 2 hours scrubbing the crap out of our shower to try and get it perfectly clean, and we thought it was clean until this marker showed us that it wasn't. And so that was really frustrating. So once it got smeared onto the soap scum in a few places, it was almost impossible to get off. You literally had to take your nail and scrape it off. It was super gross, but between that and the cost of the markers and the fact that we were gonna have to order like 8 more of them, we decided to try a different product. So this is the other product that we bought. It comes in a little bottle and you squeeze it out. I just used a paint palette and a small paintbrush. This stuff you can apply kind of messily because it comes off a lot easier than the markers do. So basically you do the exact same thing. You paint it on, let it dry for about 30 seconds, and then you wipe it off with a damp cloth. And this stuff I really liked because it comes off perfectly clean. But what I don't like about this product is it kind of dries into a little bit of a rubbery texture, whereas the paint markers were actually staining the grout. So I feel like that would last a lot longer, whereas this stuff just kind of dried on top of it and created like a silicone barrier on top of the grout. So I almost feel like when we go back to clean our shower again, if we use a scrub brush, it could definitely scratch this off since it's just like rubbery and not an actual stain. But because it is a little bit easier to clean up initially as opposed to the grout markers, and it is a little bit of a cheaper product, I do kind of prefer this, but I'm not really sure. There are definitely pros and cons to both products. And another thing I'll say is that I realized that I prefer the thicker lines on the grout. And when I see the vintage tile in pictures on Pinterest or Instagram, I really like it when the grout lines are thicker, and our grout lines are pretty thin. So it's not my favorite, but it will do for now, and I do think it is better than where we started. So the next thing is our hardware. We definitely wanted to update this. So the towel racks, the faucets, and all of that. But unfortunately, we only got to the towel racks in this video, but we will be updating the faucets and the bathroom shower head and all of that at some point. But as far as the towel racks go, we really wanted them to be matte black. Before we had like the stainless steel rounded ones, and we didn't really like those, so we just bought these off Amazon. I can link them down below for you guys. So Brian's just installing these here, and then we bought these little single hooks that are also matte black and squared, and I really love how these look, and they were all super easy to install too. For the rack inside the shower and the shower curtain rod, we initially were gonna buy those in matte black too, and again, we really wanted the squared edges, but I was nervous that the screw holes of the new rods might not line up with the holes of the old ones that we already had. I was hesitant to try and drill new holes into tile in fear that they would crack. And if you crack a tile and you can't find the exact tile to just patch it with, then you have to retile your whole shower. So I thought it would be smarter to just paint the hardware that we already had. And I actually saw Rachel Metz in one of her videos use this Rust-Oleum paint on her glass shower door frame, and I figured it would work for us too. So we just painted the towel rack and the shower curtain rod. So the towel rack lasted just fine because all we use that for is just setting our shampoo bottles on top of, but the curtain rod didn't hold up as well because the metal hooks that hold the shower rod were literally chipping off the paint. So when we'd open and close the shower curtain every time, it would literally just chip off all of the paint, and we ended up with a lot of black flakes in our shower. So I would not recommend spraying your curtain rod with this, and we ended up just ordering a curtain rod off Amazon that doesn't need to be screwed in. It's just one of those adjustable ones, so you just kind of twist it and lock it into place. So this is just a little strip of contact paper that the previous owners had put down on the back of our vanity, and I'm just peeling that up because I don't like it. We might put like a piece of wood here or maybe paint it or something in the future. I'm not really sure. And then for the finishing touches on parts of the wall, we just went around the borders and touched up any little spots where the paint had bled under our tape where we taped it off. So there are a few spots like on the baseboards, and we basically just went in with one of my tiny little arts and crafts paintbrushes and just touched up all of those little spots. And that is the finished product so far. We're really happy with it, and I'm definitely excited to finish the full bathroom. I have so many plans and ideas for this bathroom, so definitely stay tuned for part 2. We are going to change up a lot more and put in the final touches. So if you're interested in videos like these and you enjoyed this video and want to see our final result, definitely subscribe and stay tuned for that video. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Did you say don't look at the camera?